What's up guys, welcome back for some more Glorious Smite, and today we're continuing our God Builder series. We're on Warriors. This is Guan Yu. Let's have a quick look at his abilities first so we can help decide how we're going to build them. His heal doesn't scale. It gives reduced cooldown, it's quite a big AoE, very spammable, but it's got no scaling to it. His dash, mini dash, 300 base damage at max rank, pretty decent, but with only 50% scaling, that's terrible. His 3 will does deal a lot of damage if you get every tick off. You very rarely get every tick off. You either get cancelled, they run away, they juke out of it. Either way, you don't get the full shebang. Use it to get the quick shred, you know, take away the protections, give it to you, that kind of good shit. And his ult, again, does deal a lot of damage if you hit every single hit. You usually don't. You get 1 or 2. So, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of power doesn't really work with Guan Yu. In fact, even you look at his hit gen, you know, so when you're 2 and 3s on cooldown, you're swinging some autos, it's a horrible hit chain. 1, 1, 1.3, 1.75, there is no AoEs, you know, there's no increased range, it's just a big slow ass hit chain. So, he's got a heal, he's got a decent supportive abilities, but he doesn't scale too well, right? So when it comes to building them, you have to keep that in mind. So if you're going to start writing, generally speaking, you would get Bluestone. I think Mark's okay in solo, and if you're in support, you always get Watchers. If you're outside of Conquest, you rarely get Star items, so it's irrelevant. So we're just straight into boots. I used to always get Reinforced Graves, but they're really bad now. They've been knocked down to 10 power, which is horrible. Their HP's down to 75, which is horrible. They take away their crowd control reduction down to 20 from 30, and you've got a kind of, it's a decent passive, but overall they've been nerfed into the ground. They're basically dead. And like we said, your hit chain's shite, so you're basically getting Warrior Tab. You've basically got no choice in the matter. You just get Warrior Tab. So we're going to assume solo, and we're going to assume against a Warrior. So you go straight into Breastplate, pretty basic shit. From here is where you can sort of go different routes. Depend on the enemy comp, right? If it's mainly physical with like maybe 1 mage, you go into the Urchin. If it's a lot of mage focus in it, maybe you still go into the Urchin. If not, you go into like a Pestilence or a Bulwark. But you can also go into CD Archer Guan Yu, and you want to spam that heal and spam that 3. So basically everything here is a good second option, or a third option if you include your boots. It really depends on how you're doing, how you're feeling the match out. But I'm going to assume Urchin. You like Penetration. This would be like your only damage item. If you were to get it, it would be Titan's Bane. It depends on the enemy team comp and what they've built, right? If they've got a solo warrior and a guardian and sort of like an ability tanky kind of assassin, you kind of need to get Titan's Bane. It's not ideal because you're 3's reduction, but you have no choice in the matter. Right? If you want to deal any kind of damage, you just need to get it. There's no choice. If they're not quite tanky, like they've got like a pure squish ball jungle, low defense warrior, or maybe not even any warrior at all, and so you can skip this for like a beat stick or something instead, or a void shield, which is still pretty decent on Guan Yu. So yeah, that can be your options. You do want to finish your CDR, so Discord's still coming good, and that's kind of like a good kind of generic decent build. Other items are really just kind of like your kind of whatever you need it to be item. If they've got a lot of slows, you get Wingblade. If you want just like a generic health item, you know, you can go into like Magi's Blessing. If you're struggling with the physicals, Midgardian Mail, Mystical Mail is really good in Guan Yu as well. So you've got a lot of good options, you know. Something like that is pretty respectable, right? It's not super amazing, but you know, it's decent. If they've got really tough mages and you're struggling with mages, even though you shouldn't because you get double magic D, I would recommend, strangely enough, Heart Ward on Guan Yu, because it comes with MP5, which can help you keep healing. So you get 20 MP5 on this item. Technically, Pestilence is the strongest magical defense item in this tree, if you include just the H, but like the actual as a magic defense item. Obviously, this health is better against physicals, but yeah, Heart Ward's pretty good in Guan Yu, just because it does come with MP5. So yeah, you're building something like that. That's a pretty respectable build. Again, that's because you don't scale particularly well. So you've got other options as well. So like I said, there's a couple of other generic options. Void Shield's still pretty decent. Gives you defense, gives you pen, gives you reduction as well, which kind of stacks your 3, so you can take 30 protections away from them. This takes away 20, basically 50 pen. It's not bad, and it helps your team. That's 50 reduction. You're 3 in Void Shield, so it helps all the physicals on your team, which is pretty strong. Witchblade's still okay on Guan Yu, just for the aura effect, because you don't usually auto very often, so Frostbound's less effective. So Witchblade's semi-decent. We did go over Part Rod. You can also get this as a healer. And it's hard to recommend Bulwark. You can get Runic if they've got a lot of mages, or, you know, like a Sol and Freya in the same team. Yeah, it makes sense. Your other options are quite limited. If you really, really want more damage, you building like a beat stick or something. It's unlikely you would though. Guan Yu kind of excels off defense. You're basically a support warrior, right? Your kit, you've got the reduction on your 3, the slow on your 2, you're the engage or the counter engage on your ult, the big CC immune charge, slowing down all the enemies, jumping off your horse, stunning them all. You're a support warrior, so you kind of thrive off more defense than anything else, right? It's just that simple. Like if we build this up, keep in mind this is unstacked Urchin. So you're still going to get another 30-30 in terms of defense. So you're going to have a lot of stats. And you still do a decent amount of damage. You've got basically max CDR. And you've got MP5 for your Heart Rod, which is important. Now again, it doesn't have to be this. It can be Mystical Mill. Actually, that's something good I can include in here. Midgardian Mill again as well is pretty decent. And that's really about... That's kind of really about it. I wouldn't recommend Gauntlet of Thebes. It's just not worth it. If you really want a burst heal item, you would get Mill of Renewal. I think it's the best in the tree because it offers CDR as well. But yeah, that's Guan Yu. He's pretty simple. He's ability focused with a kind of the main meat of his kit being support. Right? He's not like smash the enemies with the abilities, although he can do that. He's more to help the team. Heal them up, squish down the enemies for the team, help them deal more damage. So yeah, it's something like that is kind of what I would recommend. It's pretty generic. It always matters in enemy team comp. You know, you always change your build to suit your cause, but as it stands, that looks pretty good. As for leveling abilities, you start off with your 3, and then you put a point in everything, and then just max that 3 as much as you can. I forgot to put a point now. Max your 3, and then it depends. If you're going for blood and solo, if you feel you can get kills, I can recommend the 2 first before the 1. But usually, you're going to get the 1 just so you get more heals. Right? Then your 2, and then end on the ult. If you've got someone who can interrupt your 3 and solo, like a Hi-rez or something like that, just level the 2 before the 3. Right? So, let's see you're against the Hi-rez. You still got this to outkill the wave. Right? So it's still pretty generic. Then you're going to max the 2. Get the ult, and then max the 2. This is because the silence fucks your 3. Same with anyone. Anyone who keeps silencing your 3 and stopping it, just level the 2. Try and use the 3 to force out their ability. Maybe get 1 or 2 shreds in the minions and try and stack them a little bit, and then just 2 to them. It's not ideal, but it works if you need to do it. So yeah, once again, that's kind of the build. That's what we're going for. I think that works best. If you want to build on pure damage, it doesn't work very well. And an AE build is awful because his hit chain's terrible. And hit chains are important because shorter, faster hit chains get effects that involve A's applied faster. Like exec applies faster, kin size applies faster. These things are all important. You get more swings of a crit to try and, you know, keep rolling the die, get a better chance of a crit because you get more odds. So yeah, these things are all important. So guys, also enjoy this. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you all next time.